If you listen to longevity researchers, to scientists, or to influencers, you may get all kinds of ideas about the longevity supplements and essential nutrients you must be taking. Things like the NAD precursors, such as NMN, NR, niacin, niacinamide, or some of the more fancy longevity molecules like spermidine, resveratrol, pterostilbene, alpha-ketoglutarate, urolithin A, and a host of all kinds of other longevity molecules. One of the big mistakes I come across is people starting with those molecules rather than the most fundamental nutrients, the ones that are the backbone and power virtually every metabolic process, organ system, and pathway throughout the body. In fact, these are often the cofactors required for everything to work better. That essential class of nutrients are the classic vitamins and minerals. And I'm not talking about just taking a generic multivitamin, multimineral product, because those two have their disadvantages. For more on that, I'll put a card right here for you to check out the reasons I stopped taking multivitamins years ago. The better approach is to strategically add in just the nutrients you need and are deficient in. Testing itself can be quite tricky because you often won't see these subclinical nutrient deficiencies in your typical blood labs. That's because your body works hard to keep nutrient levels in the blood very steady, and it will pull from bone and other tissues in order to keep the blood saturated. This is also where it can help to know your genetic predispositions and other genetic weaknesses so that you can test for particular vitamin and mineral deficiencies more thoroughly. Magnesium is one great example. You won't see a magnesium deficiency in the blood unless you have serious issues, but there are several other forms of testing that can spot those deficiencies. You just have to know what to ask for. It's generally pretty safe to supplement vitamins and minerals given that they're dosed appropriately and you know a little bit about your biochemical constitution. One of the many issues with multivitamins is if you look at the back nutrition facts, you'll see that certain vitamins and minerals are dosed at thousands of % above your recommended daily value. That's okay for certain water-soluble nutrients, but for fat-soluble nutrients, that can become a major issue. The way I personally do this is I start off with a high-quality, natural multimineral product, something that contains the minerals and trace minerals and ultra trace minerals in the most bioavailable and highly absorbable forms. These are things like shilajit, like marine plasma, microalgae like spirulina and chlorella, some bee products, organ meat supplements. Each of those are jam-packed with minerals, trace minerals, vitamins, and other bioactive substances that are beneficial for your health and longevity. From there, I'll plug in a day or two of my normal eating into a nutrient calculator like Chronometer, and that'll give me an approximation of my vitamin and other macronutrient intake. A well-formulated diet can work wonders to quell vitamin deficiencies, but because of nutrient burn, insufficient sleep, excess exercise, excess sweating, coffee consumption, consuming many health foods that are high in so-called anti-nutrients, each of these make the pool of minerals that our body has at its disposal to use for whatever it needs much lower than it would otherwise be. So if I had to use just one supplement for my longevity, the catalyst to your health, your wellness, your performance, and your longevity has to be minerals. For everything you need to know about minerals, I'll put a link to my quick guide in the description below this video. If you make it through that guide, I wouldn't be surprised if minerals become your new obsession. I'm constantly updating it with the latest science, products, research, and other things you should know about optimizing your mineral intake to optimize your health. Have a mineral-rich day and be an outlier.